I don't even know where I put half of these books. Oh my god, my bookshelf is a mess. So many books on here. I could just like keep sharing. Oh, so many books all over the place. Where do we want to go? What do we want to talk about? Let me just... Oh my god, seriously? Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Oh my goodness. Today it is, for one thing, it is snowing outside. It is freezing, hence why I'm wearing a beanie inside, because that's just it's just how life is going right now. But I thought that I would make a video today about some books that I've been reading the past couple of months that have been crazy, that have been like good rereads for some of them, and have just been a bunch of fun. Also, clearly we're sitting in a different place today. I'm sitting on my bed making this video because I did not feel like setting anything up. So you guys are currently propped up on some books, so whatever. And also, that is not garbage. That is stuff to be donated, but I don't really know where to take it. So just waiting on figuring out exactly where that stuff is gonna go. But I thought that I would share some books that I've been reading the past couple of months. Some of them are from a book club that I'm in, and some of them are just from me picking up random books at a bookstore and hoping for the best. And so far, I have not been disappointed. I guess I wouldn't say that I'm a particularly picky reader. I mostly enjoy fiction, which all of these books are pretty much going to be fiction, and love historical fiction. So anything that is based in, you know, the 19th century is really like my style, like my go-to style. However, I have been making an effort to read different styles of fiction. So I have been reading stuff that's a lot more current, and I've been pleasantly surprised. Maybe I'm just picking out, you know, books that, I don't know, are better. I don't know. I have a thing for the classics and kind of time traveling in a way, because I'm black and it's hard to, you know, really think about that kind of stuff if it's not written out from someone else's perspective. Anyway, let me talk to you guys about some of the books that I have been reading. This book right here is my most recent read. I just finished this yesterday, day before, I don't know, but it's called The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. It is a thriller, and when I tell you that when I started reading this, I had no idea where the story was gonna go. Okay, homegirl knows what she's doing, because those last 40 pages, I was like, oh my god, like I just didn't see it coming. Okay, and let me just read the back so that you guys know what all these books are about. All right. Every day the same. Rachel takes the same commuter train every morning and night. Every day she rattles down the track, flashes past a stretch of cozy suburban homes, and stops at the signal that allows her to daily watch the same couple breakfasting on their deck. She even started to feel like she knows them. Jess and Jason, she calls them. Their life as their life as she sees it is perfect, not unlike the life she recently lost. Until today. And then she sees something shocking. It's only a minute until the train moves on, but it's enough. Now everything's changed. Unable to keep it to herself, Rachel goes to the police. But is she really as unreliable as they say? Soon she is deeply entangled not only in the investigation, but in the lives of everyone involved. Has she done more harm than good? Y'all, just read this book, okay? It is a easy read in terms of, like, you know, it's not like a bunch of crazy jargon. The words are, you know, pretty big. It's not going to take you that long. Plus, it is so enthralling. It just, like, I'm a fast reader and I like to read books quickly. Otherwise, I end up, you know, with books like Donna Tartt's The Goldfinch, which I've had for going on 6 years now and still have not cracked the first 100 pages. But it is such a quick read. You'll, like, even if you're not a, like, fast reader, it's just so, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Okay, just please read it. I don't know if I want to do like a rating system, but I will give this a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Okay, the next book on the list is called The Gracier by Kim Liggett. I don't know. This book I got from a independent bookstore, and clearly, as you can see, it has no cover. I wanted to pick up a book that I couldn't read about it. Like, there's no preface, nothing. It's just gets straight into the book. So I came into this book with absolutely zero idea of what the hell was gonna go on. And when I tell you that is the best way to read this book, I have no words, okay? No words. I read this book a couple months ago while it was still warm outside, and I sat on my balcony and I was like, I'm gonna get a little something to drink. I'm gonna sit out here and I'm not gonna, I don't know. I just wanted to read like a chapter or two. When I tell you I was finished with this book in 4 hours because it is so good. Like, it's just, I really like want to tell you guys what the book is about, but I also want you to have the same experience where you just go and pick it up and you just gotta read it. It's I just can't. I can't tell you guys, but I will say that if you thought The Girl on the Train was good, this I will give a 15 out of 10. It is fantastic. Just, ooh, just read it, please. If you're gonna read any of the books, I mean, read all of them that I think I've got pretty good book taste. But if you want to read a great book that will take you on a roller coaster ride and you know, give you everything that you need out of life, The Gracier by Kim Liggett. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to look her up because I am really hoping that she has more books, because this was fantastic, like I said. So again, 15 out of 10. Don't forget that. Okay, the next book is Such a Fun Age by Kiley Reid, and I feel like, what is on here? This is what happens when you just read everywhere, and I should be taking off these covers. I feel like this book has been all over the place. It's a New York Times bestseller. It's on Reese's Book Club. I feel like this, like, you guys have probably seen this cover at some point. But I will say that this book was a fun book to read. It's one of the books that I was reading in my book club. Not something that I would usually go for in terms of, you know, just like casual me time reading, but there's some drama. Sometimes it's just nice to read a book with some drama, and this is one of them. I'll just read the little in here, okay? And if this doesn't get you hooked, I don't know what to tell you. All right, what happens when you do the right thing for the wrong reason? Alex Chamberlain is a woman who gets what she wants and has made a living with her confidence-driven brand, showing other women how to do the same. So she is shocked when her babysitter, Amira Tucker, is confronted while watching the Chamberlains' toddler one night walking the aisles of their local high-end supermarket. The store's security guard, seeing a young black woman out late with a white child, accuses Amira of kidnapping 2-year-old Briar. A small crowd gathers, a bystander films everything, and Amira is furious and humiliated. Alex resolves to make things right. But Amira herself is aimless, broke, and wary of Alex's desire to help. At 25, she is about to lose her health insurance and has no idea what to do with her life. When the video of Amira goes public and unearths someone from Alex's past, both women find themselves on a crash course that will upend everything they think they know about themselves and each other. With empathy and piercing social commentary, Such a Fun Age explores the stickiness of transactional relationships, what it means to make someone family, and the complicated reality of being a grown-up. It is a searing debut for our times. So yeah, what I will say about that little snippet is that that gives you a good like base, but it's definitely not all the story is about. So I would highly suggest reading the book. It had some parts, I think, for me, you know, like I am 23, about to be 24, so there are things in here for me, and clearly I'm black, and there's just like parts of the book that I was like, I get this, like I see you, like we see each other, like I understand, and you know, I think it was it was definitely like an interesting read. I think there are things that I would hope Kiley read in, you know, I don't know if she's written anything, this is her debut novel, but I don't know if she's written anything after this. I don't remember when this was. If she has written something, it'll show up here. But I do want to see a more concise commentary being a black woman in certain situations, but I will say that it's a great book, and I will give this an 8 out of 10. Pick it up. Okay, the next book is called The Merciless. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's called The Merciless by Danielle Vega. This is part of a series, 1 out of whatever number that says here. This is the only one I've read so far, mostly because I have not been back to a bookstore, and I like to purchase my books in bookstores rather than give that money to Amazon. But the back tells you all you need to know. Yes. Oh my God. Forgive us, Father, for we have sinned. I am starting to realize as I pick up these books, all the books that I'm trying to read that are like newer are like thriller type books. Like, I'm not really reading that much new romance novels or fantasy. It's very much like death, the end of the world, crazy shit. Not saying that that is a bad thing, but this book was great. It's technically a YA, young adult novel, so like was you know, kind of large, which is nice. And yeah, no, it's just let me just read the inside of this, so you just in case you thought that I was joking about me talking about death and the end of the world. Okay. Brooklyn Stevens sits in a pool of her own blood, tied up and gagged. No one outside of these dank basement walls knows she's here. No one can hear her scream. Sophia Flores knows she shouldn't have gotten involved. When she befriended the popular girls on her first day at school, she admired their perfect hair and their good girl ways. They said they wanted to save Brooklyn. They wanted to help her. Sophia didn't realize they believed Brooklyn was possessed. Now Sophia's new friends are performing an exorcism on Brooklyn, but their idea of an exorcism is closer to torture than salvation. Just read it, okay? I feel like it's fun to read this type of books, but then this is also like the kind of book that I don't like reading in the dark. You know, it's like I know that things aren't happening, but like, can there be a little bit of daylight while I read about an exorcism, please? If you don't know this about me, I don't like horror stuff. I don't like horror movies. I'm just not a big fan. It's not for me. So this was the equivalent of watching a horror movie. It's not like scary. It's a YA novel, so it's not like terrifying and horrible, but it is like a little bit like spooky and you know, like woo-hoo. Anyway, so yeah, no, it is just it's a good book. I would recommend it just as like a casual read. You don't have to like, you know, sometimes I like to read a book where I don't have to like read into what's happening societally, and like I don't really have to pay like too much attention to the plot because it's like so very obvious, and you don't have to like remember teeny tiny details. Like something that's just like an easy read, I would definitely recommend this. And I'm going to go in and get the second, third, and however many I said here of these, because it does leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger. Okay, just FYI. But Danielle Vega did her motherfucking job with this goddamn book. So good. I would give this what would I give this? I give it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. This is good. Okay, drum roll. I don't have anything to like drum roll on. Clap in a circle. Whatever the hell it was that I just did, because I don't know. I don't know what I just did. Alright, last book on the docket is a book that I have been reading since late high school. I feel like everyone has either heard of it, read it themselves, and I have like 4 different copies of it, because you know I have like hardcover, paperback. I really hope my stand that you guys are on doesn't fall. Okay, the last book is Pride and Prejudice. Okay, it's classic. It's classic. Okay, if you have not read Pride and Prejudice, have you read anything at all ever? I don't think so. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen is just such a good book. It is, like I said, I like to read my romance in nice classics where people write letters and you know, live in gigantic castles, and there's always some kind of like family miscommunication, and you know, people are just fumbling over words and misinterpreting emotions and societal cues, and which fork do I need to use? Can I talk about this person? Have we been formally introduced? All of that great stuff that just makes for a good old romance comes to life in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. This, it's just, I can't even, because it's like it's just so good. This is the book that first got me into reading classics. I've always felt like people were trying to force classics on me, and I didn't like it because they were never fucking good. They were just boring or way too complicated, and it was just like, why are you trying to make me read something about an old white man? I don't even know any old white men. Make it make sense. Which is why, even to this day, I have not read, like, I have so many books on here that I'm like, I have not read them because I just don't have the energy yet to get to the other classics. We'll talk about that in a different video. But for this story of a Elizabeth Bennet who lives with her older sister, and then she has 3 younger sisters, lives with her mom and her dad, and they're poor but not really poor, you know, and they're all women obviously, so the land that her father owns is not going to go to any of them. It's going to go to their distant cousin. I just talk on and on about this fucking book, but this is the story of them finding love and having to deal with Pride and Prejudice. Okay, there's a bunch of rich people, there's balls, there's proposals, there's running away to, like, you know, distant lands, and I can't even accurately describe this book because of how much I love it. If you've never read it, just take a little bit, just read it. It'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry, and if you really can't get into the book, I'm judging you. But if you really can't get into the book and you want to watch a visual version of it, I would recommend the version 1994 with Colin Firth and Jennifer Ahle. Anyone who watches that new shit, y'all are not actually watching Pride and Prejudice. Don't watch that new stuff. You cannot put the contents of this great book into a 2-hour movie, okay? The Colin Firth, Jennifer Ahle version is 6 hours because it's a show, like a limited series, and they really took their time, and it's just amazing. And yeah, if you can't read the book, watch that version. I'll put it up here so you can see what I'm talking about. It'll be here. But yes, it's just so good. So those are the 5 books that I have been reading recently. Again, we have The Girl on the Train, which was amazing. Oh, I forgot to give this one 25 million out of 10. Just FYI. But yeah, so we've got The Girl on the Train, we've got The Grace Year, and Such a Fun Age, and The Merciless, and last but most definitely not least, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. And I'm realizing this now, and it's something that I feel like I've been doing for a while that I didn't realize, that I really only purchase books these days written by women. I find it refreshing to read a character that's a woman that's not fake. You know, like, women are very versatile, multidimensional human beings, and it's nice to read a story in a woman's perspective that's written by a woman. So I've been reading a lot of female authors, whether you know, from different ages, different generations, all that shit. So these are the 5 books that I would recommend for anyone who wants to spice up their book life for right now. I would love to do more of these videos because I just read so much. I have so many books that, you know, I still have to get through, books that are on my to-read list, books that I've been reading, like I said, for 5 going on 6 years. Hello, Donna Tartt. I'm still trying to read The Goldfinch. If anyone has finished The Goldfinch and you know, is it worth it? Is it worth me trying to, like, just get through it? Getting through this book is worse than the first time I ever read Hemingway. Like, Hemingway, I got to the point. This is just taking forever. So for all of my bookies out there, bookies is the wrong word, for all of my bookworms out there, please let me know if you've ever read Donna Tartt's The Goldfinch and whether or not it is worth getting through. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you all, and I love talking about books with you guys. Currently right now, outside my window, it is snowing. This is the first snow of the year. So I don't know if it's still gonna be snowing by the time this video is up, or if it was snowing on, what is today? Was it snowing on the 9th? Because today is the 9th and it is snowing on a Wednesday, and it's actually looking like it's kind of picking up a little bit. But But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, for sticking with me. I'm gonna add more of these kind of like little book chats to my videos. I didn't realize how much I love talking about it. I just kind of sat down and started talking about something that I love. If you guys have any suggestions on books that you're currently reading, anything that you think that I should pick up, if you have any different feelings about any of these books, maybe you really hated one that I really love, and if it's Pride and Prejudice, just don't even bother telling me. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Let's start a conversation down in the comment section below, and I'm gonna see you guys next Friday with another fucking video, and it's gonna be fantastic. So I hope you're there. Subscribe. All right, bye guys.